So we have started with constructors already. Okay, last night I shared the material. I shared the material and also the programs that we discussed in the class. Okay, you can check it in Google Classroom. There you can get it. Today before going to constructor overloading. Okay, next is actually constructor overloading. So before going to constructor overloading, let's just go through this keyword. Okay, what is this? This keyword, this. Okay, the keyword itself is this, THIS. So when you just forget about Java, what do you understand by this? When you say this means what? This book, ma'am, this girl, ma'am, this boy, ma'am, this classroom. When you say this, what are you actually doing, or what are you actually showing? Tell me.
I'm referring.
Yes, you are actually, you are referring to something, you are directly pointing out something, then it is this. Okay, suppose I have 10 cups. Okay, suppose I have 10 cups in front of me, and if I say that, okay, which is yours, then you will clearly point out your cup. Okay, you will point out towards your cup and say, ma'am, this is my cup. That means you're pointing out that amongst all these, this particular is your cup. Okay, so this is when you are specifically pointing out to a particular object. Okay, so that is a general term. Okay, that is for general term. Now, when we talk about Java, here also it means the same thing. Okay, because we know that object-oriented programming languages or object-oriented programming concepts are always drawn from real world, right? So here also nothing is different. Here also we are referring to a particular thing, and what that thing is, it can be an object. Okay, it can be variables also, it can be constructors also of a particular class. Okay, so what, here also we are referring, using this keyword, here also we are referring to a particular thing, particular entity. Okay, so that is what this keyword is used for. Okay, so let's see, there can be a lot of usage of the Java this keyword. In Java, this is a reference variable that refers to current object. Okay, firstly it refers to an object. So if you have suppose 3 objects, as I said in case of cup, suppose you have 3 objects. Okay, any 3 objects you have, then which object are you referring to? So when you are directly saying this, okay, this object, so this dot, okay, this object or this roll number or this name, that means you are directly referring to that particular object or that object's instance variables. Okay, so let's see actually how we work with this keyword. Okay, so this is an object, for example, and this is the reference variable. So when you say this will be pointing towards a particular object. Okay, usage of the Java this keyword. So these are the various usages. Okay, so under what, for what can you use this keyword? This can be used to refer current class instance variable. Okay, you can refer to the current class. Suppose you have 4 classes in your program. So which classes instance variable are you referring to? Okay, in that case you can use this keyword. Okay, so this will specify which class variables you are referring to. This can also be used to invoke the current class method. Okay, this is a constructor, as you can see. Okay, sorry, this is a constructor, and that can be used to invoke the current class constructor. Okay, so for example, suppose you are inside a class, okay, and you want to call the constructor of the class. In that case, you can use this keyword along with the parenthesis. Okay, this can be passed as an, let me give it in bold so that you don't get confused. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. So just like you pass normal, ordinary variables or objects to methods, you can also pass this keyword to methods. You can also pass them as arguments. Okay. This can be used to return the current class instance from the method. So just like you can send this keyword as an argument in a function, you can also use the this keyword to return from the current class method. Okay, you can also return it from the current class method. So these are the various, okay, this is the diagram. Okay, now let's use them in examples and check. First we have this to refer the current class instance variable. So how can you use this keyword to refer to the current class instance variables? Now, first, let us try to understand what if we don't use. So we will go through two scenarios. In one where we are not using the this keyword. Okay, because till now we have been using classes without this keyword. Okay, so what is the difference if in the same program you don't use this and then you use this? Okay, so what's the difference? What difference is it going to make in any way? So we are considering two scenarios. Okay, firstly, see that this keyword can be used to refer current class instance variables if there is ambiguity between instance variables and parameters. This keyword resolves the problem of ambiguity. Okay, so let's try to understand what ambiguity means. What? Duplication. Yes. So let's see the problem here. Okay, first we are trying to understand. We'll look at a program where we haven't used the this keyword. Okay. Let me just find out something later. Okay. Copy paste it. See here, this is one example where we are not using this keyword. Okay, and in this case, you see, we are trying to talk about class instance variables. Okay, so when we don't use the this keyword with class instance variables. Okay, so see, It's a simple program, right? We have two classes, test this one. And, oh, I already have this program, I think. Test this one, wait. Test this. Yeah, I already have it. Anyway, let's check it here. Okay, then we'll go to the next. See, in this program, we have two classes, right? In first, we have the student class. Then in the student class, we have three instance variables, roll number, name, fee, okay, of int type, string type, and float type. Then we have a parameterized constructor. Okay, so as soon as we create an object of this class, immediately this constructor will be invoked and the object will be initialized to whatever values we provide. Okay, and then we have the display method, which will display the details of the variables. Okay, that is what we have inside this student class. Okay, we have the three instance variables. We have a member function display, okay, to display the output, and we have a parameterized constructor to initialize the object when it is created. Okay, and then we have a class test this one. Okay, test this one. So here what are we doing is, in here we have the main method, and in this main method we have, what are we doing? We are simply creating two student objects, okay, S1, S2, and then we are calling the parameterized constructor. Okay, we are passing some values. Here we are using the scanner class. Okay, we are not giving any user inputs here. Okay, so because we are passing values, okay, to the constructor as soon as it is invoked, as soon as the object is created, right? So here we are passing some values through the constructor, okay, for both the objects, as you can see. So these objects, these values, okay, will be passed to this constructor, and accordingly they will be initialized. And then what are we doing? We are calling the display method for both S1 and S2. Clear? Understood the program? It is very simple. You see, one thing, please notice here. Okay, please notice one thing here. First is that because we are talking about instance variables. Okay, here we are dealing with, the current instance variables. Okay, so let's just focus on the instance variables here. See, in this case, in case of the class student, okay, we have the following instance variables as roll number, name, and fee, right? We have these instance variables, roll number, name, and fee for the class student. Now, inside this constructor, right? Inside this constructor, the formal arguments that we are using, okay, the arguments that we are using here, what formal arguments are we using? Roll number, name, and fee. You can see here also, it's the same thing, right? This roll number, this name, and this fee means this, right? So, and here left side. So look at the assignment statements. Towards the right side, we have these arguments stated. And towards the left side, what do we have? We have the class instance variables, roll number, name, and fee. Okay. So this roll number, name, and fee are this. And the right side, roll number, name, and fee are the formal arguments that for which we are passing the values, right? So don't you see the ambiguity here? It's duplicate. Yes. So of course there might be confusion, like which roll number. Okay. So if I ask you, in this statement, can you tell me which is the class instance variable and which is the formal argument? You might get confused. Even if you, of course, you know that the right side is the formal argument and the left side is the class instance variable, the object's roll number, right? But even if you say that, ma'am, this is the formal argument and this is the class instance variable, I might not tell you wrong. I might not say that you are wrong, because this is a case of ambiguity. you are assigning a value. Okay, you are writing a statement like A equal to A, right? A equal to A. So whose value are you assigning to whom? Which A are you referring to? Which is this A and which is this A? Both can be used interchangeably, right? So which A are you referring to? So you must specify, right? So if I say for for example, just I'm saying that get up from the chair and sit on the chair. So what do you understand? Get up from the chair and sit on the chair. You don't understand anything. Suppose you are sitting on a chair and telling you get up from the chair, sit on a chair. So of course you'll ask ma'am on which chair should I sit, right? So I have to specify that you get up from the chair you are sitting and you sit on that particular chair. So that means here I have to specify, you have to remove the ambiguity. Understood the issue what I'm saying here? Okay, here this is a program where we are not using the this keyword. Okay, but what if we don't use the this keyword and we come across situations like this where we are facing ambiguity, where the class instance variables, it is roll number, name and fee, and the formal argument list, that is roll number, name and fee, are same. In that case there will be ambiguity. Okay, so in such a case, in order to eliminate ambiguity, what do we do is we go for the second option, that is we see here also, this is the next program where we are making use of the this keyword. Okay, here also we have the same argument list. We have not made any changes. Suppose you have been told that you cannot change the formal arguments. The formal arguments and the class instance variables must be the same. So in that case, in order to avoid ambiguity, what you have to do is you have to make use of the this keyword. Okay, so when you use the this keyword here, this dot roll number means you are talking about the class instance variable this. Or sorry, class instance variable roll number. When you write this dot name means this can be written only with the class instance variable name. That means you're referring to this name and not this. Okay, so we cannot refer to formal arguments with the this keyword, but you can refer to the class instance variables with the this keyword. So in order to differentiate, in order to bring about the difference, that which roll number is the class instance variable and which roll number is the formal argument, you have to use the this keyword in front of the class instance variables. Now, when I write this statement, now in both the cases, if you see, the arguments and the instance variables are the same. But how can we understand, how can we know that which, roll number are you referring to, or which name are you referring to, or which fee are you referring to? So the roll number, name and fee that has got the this keyword in front are the class instance variables. Okay, and those which do not have the this keyword are the formal arguments. Okay, so this way you can differentiate between them, and the rest is same. There's no difference. As you can see, as you just ever go through the program once, the rest is the same. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Still, I'll show you something. Okay. So let's see if this will generate any error. Okay, let's see if this generates any error. Okay, what if we do not use the this keyword? Okay, and we have ambiguity in our program. Will we get the desired output, or will we face issue? Okay, so let's see that. Oh, sorry. So what do you understand? We don't have any compilation error. That means this will be compiled fine. Okay, there's no compilation error here. Okay. Let's look at the output. This one, this one. So what output are we getting? Now, can you see the difference here? Can you see the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
In the first program where we did not use the this keyword, of course, there was no syntax error. That was why the compiler could not detect the error. The compiler will not know. Okay, this is not an error that the compiler can detect. Okay, roll number equal to roll number. The compiler will simply look at the syntax or the logic. So of course the statements are right. Okay, these are the instance variables. These are the formal arguments. The formal arguments have their own return types. So it's fine. Everything, if you look at the syntax, if you look at the logic, everything is right. Problem is in the ambiguity. From whom are you going to assign the value to whom? So when you write roll number equal to roll number, which is this roll number and which is this roll number? Okay. The compiler's job is to simply compile the program because there are no errors. But then after, during execution, there will be this issue of ambiguity. Okay. Whose value has been assigned to whom? Because all are same. Left side variables are also same. Right side variables are also same. That is why if you can see, you have the output as 0, null, 0.0, 0, null, 0.0 for both the cases. Now we have removed the ambiguity by using the this keyword. Okay, we have removed it by using the this keyword. Now it is crystal clear that because we know that this keyword can be used with class instance variables. So when we have used it with the roll number, name, and fee, it's clear that we are referring to the class instance variables towards the left, and the right we have the formal arguments. So whatever values will be passed to formal arguments, those values will be assigned to the class instance variables. Okay, that means whichever object will be created, that object will have that particular value. So after you have removed the ambiguity, now we have the desired output. Understood the difference between the two?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, so that was the issue. Okay, so first I showed you the program without the this keyword, and then we have the, see, in the above example parameters, that is the formal arguments and the instance variables are same. So we are using the this keyword to distinguish the formal variables and the instance variables. Next, we have the solution, which is this. Okay, I already showed you. So if the local variables and the instance variables are different, then you don't have to make use of the this keyword. Okay, for example, in this case, for example, okay, it's the same program, but what you have done is you have taken the argument list different. As you can see, you have taken R for roll number, you have taken N for name, and you have taken F for fee. Then in that case, you don't have to use this because it's understood, because the class instance variables and the formal argument list are different, right? In this case, you don't have to use it because there's no ambiguity. We will use it when there's ambiguity, when both are same. Instance variables and formal arguments are same. In that case, you have to make use of the this keyword. Clear? So this is a program where we have not used, where there's no ambiguous information, and therefore we are not using the this keyword. Clear? Okay. Next, we have to invoke the current class method. So in the first example, we have seen how we can use the this keyword to invoke to refer the class instance variables. Now we come to methods, how we can use the this keyword to refer to the methods of a particular class. Okay. 2, 3. I think I don't have the problem here. Test this 4. Okay. First, let's try to understand the problem here. Okay. See, you may invoke the method of current class by using the this keyword. If you don't use the this keyword, the compiler automatically adds the this keyword while invoking the method. So let's see one example. So what it's saying that, you know, when you are trying to invoke, suppose you are inside a class. Okay, you are inside a class, and for that class, you want to call the method of that class. Okay, so you have been doing it, right? We have used classes which contains methods. And when we try to invoke the methods of a class, when we try to invoke the functions of that class, we call them using the object of the class. There we don't use the this keyword. So it is done. That means even if you don't use the this keyword, by default, automatically the compiler will add the this keyword and then call the current class method. Okay. So let's look at an example here. Okay, we are given a situation here. Okay, so see here, look at this class A. Okay, inside this class A, we have 3 methods, M, N, and then another. Okay, and inside the class N method, what are we doing? We are calling the M method. Okay, we have 2 methods, M and N, and inside N, okay, inside N, what do we have? We are trying to call the M method. Okay, so when you will be calling the N method, this will call the M method. Understood? And then we have the main method here. And in the main method, what are we doing? We are simply, invoking the N method of the class. Okay, so new constructor. Okay, new constructor. This is the constructor, and then we are calling the, for this class, we are calling the N method. Okay, this is the statement. Okay, new A N. That means we are trying to call the N method of the class A. Okay, so when the when N method will be called, okay, immediately M will be called. Okay, and whatever is there inside will be invoked. Now, do you see any this keyword here? No, we don't have any this keyword here. But when this will be taken over by compiler, what will the compiler do is the compiler will simply add a this keyword in front of M. So this you will not, we will not see this. Okay, we will not see this. We are simply making a function call to M from N. So without this keyword, we have written it. But now the compiler will, by default, it will add a this keyword in front of M when it is trying to call M. Okay, so that is what it is doing. Let's see here. So this is one example. Okay. See, have a look at the example. Inside, it's the same example. Okay, we have a class A inside which we have 2 methods, M and N. Okay, in M we have a message to display which is hello M, and inside N we have a message to display hello N. Okay, and also And also we have a call. Okay, let's see this example without using the this example, this keyword. Okay, so we have two methods inside class A, M and N. Okay, inside both classes we have two messages to display. And apart from this, N also has a statement, okay, a function called to M method. Okay, so now inside test this 4 class, we have the main method. There we are creating an object of class A. Okay, and with that object A, okay, we are simply invoking the N method. Okay, we will not invoke the M method, because if you call the N method using the object A, the N will call the M method. So you don't have to, write any extra statement to call the M method. Okay, so here we have only one function called to N. Once you call N, this message will be displayed, and also M method will be invoked. So when this will be invoked, hello M message will also be displayed. So that is all in this program. Okay, so let's see the output here. See, first, of course, because you invoke the N method. So what is the statement inside N? We have hello N. Okay, accordingly, hello N got displayed. Then we invoke the M method. Inside M, we have hello M. So then the next message got displayed. So as you can see, though we have not added the this keyword, still the compiler will add a this in front of M function, okay, in front of the function call, and it will do its task. Okay, so whether you use this statement or you use this statement, both are same. Okay, both are same. Now also suppose I have just replaced this statement with this keyword. Okay, now let's check again the same program. Let's check again. See, output is same. As I told you, when you are invoking a method of a particular class, whether or not you write the this keyword, okay, the compiler, if you have specified the this keyword, then the compiler has nothing to do. But if you have not used the this keyword, the compiler will by default place a this keyword in front of the method, and then it will do its job, right? So this is what it is. So for today's class, let's only understand that we have used this keyword for class instance variable and class member function. Okay, so in case of member function, whether or not you use this, it will work fine. If you have used this, it's good. If you have not used the this keyword, the compiler will place the this keyword and make the function call. And in case of class instance variable, we use the this keyword only when there is ambiguity between the class instance variables and the formal argument list. Okay, but if the formal argument list is taken different from the class instance variables, then you don't have to use the this keyword. So basically, when there's ambiguity, okay, inside the class in terms of the variables, then we use the this keyword. Okay, for today, let's end the class here. I'll take the attendance.